Our next public speaker is Mr. Steve Rodgers. If you'll just come to the podium and state your name and county of residence.
Hi, Steve Rodgers, Knox County. Before I start, I want to say that I really appreciate and really love the very positive tone the board has used with each other so far this year. I really respect that. Thank you. So, y'all like George Michael? I gotta have faith, faith, faith. I gotta have faith, faith, faith. See, with the resolution issue, I see the motivating factor. Don't. With this resolution, I see the motivating factor in both requesting it and opposing it to be faith. Do we have faith that this test is the best measurement of our children's achievement? The people that are opposed to the resolution talk about the stress it puts on students and teachers under to be ready for the test when they don't have faith that it covers the material they've spent the year learning. I've heard it said that kids were disappointed it wouldn't be part of their grades. Well, last year, the kids that broke down in tears because they had never seen the material on the test, they begged to differ. They were horrified that this would count against them when the material on the test wasn't aligned with the material taught. Where do we think their faith in the test is? So pro-achievement's a terrible label to give anyone if it's implied to be anathema to being pro-teacher. So for the sake of argument, let's consider that a slip of the tongue and use the term pro-assessment as its intention. It doesn't necessarily make it better. Tests are only one form of assessment, so let me talk about that just a second. Teachers love assessments. We assess constantly, informally and formally. The problem is we only love great assessments. We love assessments that we can put our faith in. When a Spanish teacher teaches the entire class in Spanish and gets a terrible evaluation because the evaluator couldn't understand what was being talked about, or a band teacher talks to the various instrument sections, first parts, second parts, soloists, ensemble, but gets slammed for not doing grouping on the checklist, where's their faith in that assessment? Now, we've gotten burned a whole bunch by inappropriate assessments, and we will never shut our mouths when an inappropriate test is put in front of our students. Our faith, the faith, is in the well-being of the kids. I also take umbrage with the insinuation that it's bad teachers that are supporting the concept of not having negative test scores punish the teacher. I am sick and tired of the argument of, well, I'm a 5 and they got a 2, so their opinion doesn't matter. I'm saying this as a person who got good evaluations, but under what delusion do we assume their 5 is a real 5 and their 2 is a real 2? Considering that half the educators in Knox County don't even teach a class where kids taking the test determine their evaluation score, how can they have faith that they as a teacher are getting a fair shake? It's not a fair system to the student, then it's not a fair system to the teacher. All the resolution is asking is that if the student test scores are punitive to the teacher, they not be used. If the student shows growth according to TVOS, then it benefits the teacher, go with it. TVOS. I can go on for hours on this one, but I'll keep it short. TVOS is an application of manufacturing terminology, that being value added, and applied to cattle breeding. That, in turn, is now used to predict the growth in content comprehension of children. In less polite company, I refer to TVOS as bull, and you know how that ends. But considering that it's for cattle breeding, it is clearly a different bull secretion. How do we put our faith in that? Because Nakia Towns and Candace McQueen and the rest of the state DOE promises it'll work great, even though released emails show them scrambling to get Measurement Inc. to fix things, while they actively lie to the public that everything would be ready. Pardon me for not having faith in that. Now, other people say we need a good annual test to tell us how we're doing. That's where their faith is. I'm curious if people put their faith in the state tests because they don't trust the in-classroom, on-campus, district-level assessments. Do they not have faith in the teachers, the principals, the Board of Education? I know I'm not sunshine and rainbows all the time, but I have full faith in this Board of Education that y'all are going to do, that you're motivated for the right reasons. Finding the answer to what is best for kids. Does an inappropriate assessment that gives you the results 5 or 6 months after taking it benefit the kids? When I conduct a concert, I don't wait half a year to watch the video of it to find out what my band kids need better. One last little bit of faith for the media. And I know all the games you play. It's an election year where half the country is voting for a meteor to strike us all, so contention sells. But please, don't create division that doesn't exist. My inbox is flooded with conspiracy theories, and I've run out of tinfoil to donate for hats. I have full faith that this school board is going to make the right choices, not always unanimously, and pick an incredible permanent superintendent based on the input of Knox County citizens. So for your next story write-up, try having a little faith. Thank you.
Thank you.